one time we were on our way home from some trip. I can't remember, Phoenix or something like that. And I get a call from Alaska Airlines. And we're like in the terminal on my phone. And they're like, hey, is this Mr. Ganz? I was like, yes. They're like, can you please come up to the desk? I'm like, yeah, no problem. So I go up to the desk and they go, hey, we see that you're not sitting next to your traveling partner. Would you like us to make a different seating arrangement for you? I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm like, when you see him, you'll understand. This guy is the most uncomfortable person to ever sit next to in a plane. He is all triangle up top. And when he sits on a plane, he could be 400 pounds, but he's so broad that I'm sitting there like covered like this. I got to go sit forward, or I got to sit back, or I got to go like this. But it's the worst. So anytime we travel, I purposely don't put our seats together anymore, or like on either side of the aisle, because it's just miserable.
That's a good idea, the other side of the aisle.
Yeah.
I purposely make it uncomfortable too. I mean, like
You spread
I will
out.
no. Well, this is how I sit all the time, just like this. So when we're on an airplane, it's just exactly how I sit on an airplane. Yeah, and then I put my hand right there, and he loves it. No, it's a standard now. We don't sit next to each other, so it's okay. That way I can get an aisle seat or a window seat, and he can do his thing, and we're good. We're good.
That's funny. Hi, this is Jordan Hill with Dirt to Sky Business Podcast, and I would like to thank Saltwater Wellness and SMI Real Estate for sponsoring this episode. I am so excited to be here today with these two guys. And I am here today with Mike Ross and Nathan Ganz with Real Accounting.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Air horn, single 'em.
How are you guys today?
We are doing very well. Tax season just ended a few days ago, so
congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Big congratulations. It was
Yes.
it was our first tax season, offering tax filing services, bookkeeping for quite some time. So we've gone through some tax seasons, but actually filing them, getting the extensions done.
Man.
We're very happy it's over.
Wow. That's very exciting. You can maybe have a little bit of a life again. A little bit? No? That a laugh?
There's never ever slowing down in
guys-
business world, as we all know. There's always something
Yeah.
going on. We always say, a lot of the clients we work with in the business community, they'll always say like, oh yeah, I'll get back to you guys when it slows down a little bit.
And does it really?
No, and when it's slow, why would you want it to be slow?
Right, exactly. That's a good point. Yeah. So speaking of that, business owner, and obviously you just launched your tax section recently, in the last year. But I would love to hear more about both of you and who you are, and also your journey into starting Real Accounting.
How it all happened?
Dive in. Yeah, let's go.
How two degenerates found a way to make an accounting company work. One failed accounting, the other one was a pastor for 7 years.
Oh, yes, that is exactly what I want to hear.
Okay, got it. Yeah, actually, just the other day, I went in to do a class, and I rode my motorcycle, so I walk into like, you were probably the coolest accountant I've ever seen, riding a motorcycle, and I was like, I don't know how to break this to you, but I'm not the accountant. I'm one of the owners of the company. So.
Yes.
Nathan and I first met in 2017. I was originally going to school for business, and then I had to shift gears because I couldn't pass the accounting class, and graduated with a marketing degree in sales. Once I got the marketing degree in sales, I was working at a warehouse through college, so that's really what supported me. But it took me 8 years to graduate because I was going full-time and working in the warehouse and then part-time for school. Mm-hmm. But it all worked out for a reason because that's how I met Nathan. And when I graduated, I was looking for a job, but all these places were offering, like 100% commission, no salary. And I was making, I was at the warehouse for about 8 years, so I was making $65,000 a year, full benefits. And I didn't want to leave that job to make less. Everyone has their dreams after college. You're going to make $100,000, and I wasn't there. So, long story short, I met Nathan because I got tired of working there in the corporate world, and I saw these other guys there, being there for a long time, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. And there was no real movement in the company unless you just worked your way up. But there's only one spot to move up with all these other guys fighting for it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got tired of it. Gave Nathan a call because he was reaching out to me and wanted to interview me. And I looked at other financial firms and other companies that were 0% salary or zero salary and then 100% commission. But Nathan was the only one who didn't take me to Skyrise on the very first date that we had. He's the only one who actually got to know me as a person, but didn't try and pitch how great his company was.
Yeah.
So that's where we really kind of met and hit it off, and he seemed like a cool guy to actually hang out with and not someone who's just gonna, order me around the whole time. So that's why I first met him.
I love that.
Yeah. Tell me about your first experience, Nathan.
Yeah, I remember that first meeting too. So the way I got to that spot was my background was actually in church work, like in ministry stuff. So like my degree's in theology. So
cool.
and did that full time vocationally for a while, and then eventually needed to support a growing family. And I don't know if you know anything about church salaries, but they're not typically
They are
very
not
great.
great.
No, they're
No,
not. They're
no.
not designed for families of more
Right.
than one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really challenging.
And,
So a lot of it was just wanting to get out and like actually make some money, and there was a transition there. And my first year, the financial services was really bad. It was tough. I worked so hard and made like 22 grand like my first year. Like it was terrible.
Yeah.
To the point where it almost killed me. But I think one thing that's really important is like I knew that if I was going to go into a more of an entrepreneurial role, I committed to doing it for 2 years no matter what. Because if you're going to get in a role like that where you have to create a market or a network and you're not going to give yourself at least 2 years, very few things grow and blossom in just 2 years, especially
Right.
businesses. My dad has a famous line that he said one time. He says, "Nathan, just remember," he says, "only weeds grow overnight."
Oh, yeah, that's good.
It's wonderful. And
that's
so, like,
good.
whatever you do, like, dig in, like, get into it, And so I gave it a couple years, and then the year after that, I, like, tripled, and then after the year, I doubled again, and then doubled again. And so it worked out well, but that was scary.
Oh, yeah.
And so as a part of that growing in my business, I got into management, was able to grow a team, a lot of, like, basically a regional sales manager sort of a situation.
Yeah.
And was looking for just hungry people who would be willing to work hard, and ran into Mike.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just that first time. We met several times.
4
And
times.
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
4 times to be exact, because I wanted the free lunch and I just didn't want to give in.
Yeah. He's basically, never mind.
You can't just keep feeding you.
I don't know how unfiltered I'm allowed to be on this
eventually
podcast. I don't know how serious people are. Like, for real. Oh, God, that's dangerous. Okay. We might lose some friends. But yeah, after like 4 times, I'm like, bro, I can't keep dating you. Like,
Yeah.
either you're going to come on board with us or not. And he made the jump. And to Mike's credit, he was the only person who did everything that I asked him to do. And he succeeded really, really well. And there came a point for us, that's how we met. And then I remember the company we were at was going through some transitions and ownership and stuff like that. And I remember looking at Mike and being like, what do you think? What would you think if we just do our own thing? Like, what would that look like? And I remember we're sitting in the office on Officers Row. It's like, the Fort Vancouver, like this historic district. And Mike just says to me, he goes, "Wherever you're going, I'm going."
Love it. Ride or die.
And that's
I love
honestly
it.
how we started the business. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like some real well thought out plan. It was like, hey, wherever you're going, I'm going. Like, let's just do it.
I
So-
mean, but I love that because, a high achiever, type entrepreneur, they just go. They don't think about it too long. They don't analyze it too long. They aren't, they actually take immediate, bold action. And that's what you guys did. So I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I was on a team of 11 or 12 people that you had that you're managing. And, every week we're going and giving our numbers and shit. And I'm looking around these people. I'm like, you guys are getting your ass kicked by me. And I'm getting tired of trying to share my schedule with him. So, bringing that idea up, like, dude, let's just work together. It wasn't like he wasn't my closer or anything. He was like, it just felt organic when we were together, I guess, and in meetings. So that was something pretty cool that I felt with you too. It's like it's just an organic, natural thing. But one important thing I would say, to your point, entrepreneurs just take that initiative. I just know my strengths really well.
Yeah.
And one of my strengths is building relationships and having that personality just to be authentically good in sales because I'm not pushy.
Right.
Just building those connections. But I didn't know anything about building a business. So I knew why I said that, like, I'll just go wherever you go. I told him from the second he hired me, I told him I'm not I don't know anything about running a business. I'm just really good at being a workhaorse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you tell me what to do, I'll hit it. To get 10 new clients a month, I'll hit it. You tell me to go say yes to every networking event, I'll do it. Like, whatever direction you give me, I will hit it 100% of the time, full force.
Yeah.
And but I knew running a team, didn't really know anything about it. I didn't really know much about business ownership other than what I was learning from them. That's why we had such a strong partnership. He knew, okay, this guy's bringing in clients for us, and then we're building this team. I can run the team. Life is good. So we knew our strengths.
Wow. Yeah. Now, you both started out complementing each other. Have you each kind of merged into, have you learned more about running a business?
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh, thank you very much.
You might just want to re-ask that question.
I will.
No, let's just leave it.
We like the organic shit. Dude.
Our
We
water
like
boy. This is our water boy.
Yeah, we had a guy on stage who had a drink delivered to him in the middle of his speech. Yeah, the waiter came in and was like, "Who ordered?" And, like,
That's
around.
a flex right there, in my humble opinion.
pay for it.
No idea.
Yeah. She just came in the middle. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's mine," while he is in the middle of his speech. So it's all good. But yeah, no. So have I learned more about business ownership? Yes. Have I grown enough where it'll be like a strength of mine? No. I just, like I said, why focus on something 100% when it's not really what my strength is? I know enough
Right.
now to, like, we have our quarterly meeting, we talk about business. I understand it,
Yep.
but it's still not a strength of mine that I would be able to confidently go out there and do it my own. I'd still need to partner with someone who's better at that. Right? So,
Yeah,
yes, I
that's
know a little
great.
bit about it, and I know how it works. I know how it runs.
Yep.
It's just not my strength.
Yeah.
It's like
So you
bookkeeping.
leverage others.
If you wanted me to do bookkeeping, I could probably do it now, but it'd take me 20 hours to do 10 minutes worth of work that a bookkeeper could do.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so it's the same
Yeah.
thing. Like, I just
Just
know
because you
where I'm
can
at.
do it doesn't mean you should do it.
Just because you
Yeah.
can do it doesn't mean you should do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say that my role has changed by far the most.
Okay.
Mike's has actually gotten more narrow.
Okay.
Which is really
Oh,
interesting.
okay, yeah.
So we joke that Mike sells the company and I run the company. If there's anything that has to do with who we are, people knowing who we are, or selling the businesses and the service that we have, that's all Mike does anymore. Like that's it. He doesn't manage any people. He doesn't like. That's
Right.
his no employees, no nothing. That he doesn't hire, he doesn't fire. Like we have. It's really been a blessing to get to the point where he can just be so narrow in what he excels in, where it's like, it's really bad advice to tell people to like try to get your bolster your weaknesses and like work on your weaknesses. I think that's
Yeah.
such bullshit. It's
Yeah.
so inefficient. Instead, you got to hire to your weaknesses and double down on your strengths. That's what actually makes the money. And so Mike's been able
Love
to
it.
do that exceptionally. Does a wonderful job for us. Like
Right.
just incredible. I mean, you've experienced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
incredible at his job. And so most people though, now in our business, who I used to be out at all the networking events and stuff too, now people don't even know that I exist. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I went to a networking event the other day and somebody took a picture of me. Like,
Oh.
I was like, what, did you just take a picture of me? Yeah, I couldn't believe you were here. I was like, what? Like it was a joke that I just
Yeah,
showed up one
yeah.
time. I
You're
went to
always
another
behind
one
the scenes.
recently and I don't know if Mike had a couple drinks or not, but he sees me at the door and he goes, I knew you would come. I told them that you were coming. I knew it. I knew you were going to come. Like it was hilarious. Like
Oh
I'm like
my
a bad
gosh, the
stepfather or
unicorn is
something.
here.
Yeah, like it was bad. So my role has shifted where like I do almost no sales anymore, which I really miss. I used to do tons of classes. Mike does by far the majority of our classes now, the majority of
Yeah.
that stuff. And so I used to do more of that, and I'm really now like I'm really in operations land, and which is strange for me because that's not my natural gifting either. Thing for me, even though I understand it and I'm getting really good at it, we've made some mistakes.
Yeah,
here
you
and
know
there.
what? That's how we learn. That's how businesses get better instead of staying where they were. So, yeah, so props to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. I think you can't be perfect out there, right? It's just how you
Yep.
handle the mess ups. It's ownership. If you can take ownership on your mess ups, and then when you quote unquote fail,
Yep.
clients even appreciate that even more too. But then also, it's like the best clients we've ever had were the ones who have left us, but also gave us feedback on why they left. I know it sounds weird to say, but that's
right.
those are the best clients we've ever had because now we know what we need to fix. Like we just unfortunately lost somebody just a couple days ago. They said. They're super nice and gave us like the 4 reasons what happened and why they're leaving. And it gets harder and harder to be that involved with every single client we have now, the more we grow.
Yep.
Because I tell people in sales, I'm like, listen, now that you were working together, we're about to sign the contract and invoice, I told you everything that should be happening.
Right.
If I don't hear from you,
Yeah.
I'm assuming everything is happening the way it should be.
Right,
My
right.
company is doing exactly what I told you would happen. So the second anything comes up where you need more clarification or something I told you is not happening, right away.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'm assuming life is good.
Yep.
Right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure understand that in your real estate business, right? Like if somebody decides not to work with you and they're like, yeah, we just didn't like the houses you're showing. Well, thanks for
Yeah.
telling me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I was
know.
showing you what you told me when we first
Yeah,
talked, and now
right.
you guys go behind the scenes
Yeah.
back home, and you guys are discussing other homes that or things you don't like about what I'm doing,
Right.
Instead
yeah.
of telling me
Just
how I can
tell
address the issue.
Yeah, exactly. And every client is so different, and their communication style is different, and so it's it's not like one size fits all necessarily, and so they do need to speak up. It's like speak up.
Yeah, please.
Tell
please.
us. I will adapt to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Be
very
like water
true.
and adapt. I believe a good man named Bruce Lee said that, correct?
Yes.
Chuck Norris, one of those two.
Yeah, but I love that and also not everyone can receive feedback like that with, open ears and truly listen and adjust. So that's really great that you guys not only do, but you want that feedback and you listen to it. And
Correct.
That's awesome.
That's how we got here. I mean, we own an accounting firm, like I said, and we started as consultants.
Right.
And it was because we got our egos out of the way.
Yeah.
We listened to what clients had to say. We listened to what was valuable to them. And, we made shifts.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we were in love with our name, Northwest Premier Creative Financial Solutions. And we had to give that up because we became an accounting firm. And we needed to focus more on how we could make this company grow, over the entire United States and be a national company. With a national presence, even though it's not our actual name that we fell in love with originally, right? Now we still love this new name, but it was our baby that we had to shift.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, if your egos are in the way as a
Agility.
business owner, you're gonna get crushed.
Yeah, that's good. Now, tell me a little bit about all that your company does and offers. I know that it's rapidly expanding, so maybe what you started with, and then what does it look like now?
Yeah, so we started as, like I said, as a consulting company. So when Nathan and I were in the financial service industry originally, we would be working with these business owners, and basically our mission was to free up money for them, and the biggest pain point that all of them have, which is taxes. So we would become experts by learning how to read tax returns and look at profit and loss statements and think outside the box of how we can free up some money on the tax side. And the reason was, if you're a business owner and I could save you $40,000 in taxes by doing some creative thinking, is there any reason we couldn't use that $40,000 that we just found for you, that you were overpaying to the IRS, and use that instead to build wealth for your family? Right? So it's basically free money that we'd find.
Right. Yeah.
So that was what we became experts in. We found the money and we'd put it into 401ks, life insurance, retirement accounts, whatever they needed. After doing that for maybe like a year and a half, 2 years? A couple of years? Yeah, no, it was financial in Broad River and all them.
Oh, yeah, several years.
Yeah, a couple of years of doing that. We talked to our clients about it, took out a few of our clients, and we had the idea of maybe doing this on our own. And we just wanted to know what was the most valuable thing that they found about us. Was it the products? Was it us? Was it, like, what did you like about our work? And yeah, I think all of them, all the 3 or 4 people we asked, they all said, we like the fact that you not only came up with the strategies, but you also brought the players to the game to actually make those strategies happen. You introduced me to my new CPA. You introduced me to my new bookkeeper. You introduced me to a new realtor or a new whatever it was. They introduced some new lawyer or something that made it happen.
Yeah.
So that we just liked your network and we liked the consulting. Nobody said products. Oh, that life insurance product. That was one of my favorite things I ever did. And only you sell it.
Right. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
everyone, and they're like, anyone can get that shit.
Right.
But they liked the network we built,
Yeah.
the players we brought to the table, and the strategies we had. And I think even one of them said, it was Nate, I remember. Nate said, I would have just paid you 10 grand to save me 40,000.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's when the light bulb hit.
Yeah.
Why don't we just start a consulting company instead of having to chase, a sale and sell them on the products and then sell it, then find the strategy and then implement the players, and then 6 months later we finally get a deal, maybe if they close. Right. Why don't we just get paid up front and for our time? And we built a good reputation in Vancouver. They're just like, you got to meet these guys. They're really good at knowing tax stuff and blah blah blah. So that's when we did it. We put our 2 weeks in after we found out we couldn't do it at our normal firm. They're like, yeah, you can't do consulting fees. That's not what we do. We said, well, we're going to do it ourselves anyway, and that's when we left.
Yeah. Wow.
We left.
Yeah.
Jeff. Just kidding, Jeff. Love you. You remember that?
That's really
just
funny.
Yesterday? Oh, shit.
That is really funny.
We should send him just that one clip.
Yeah,
No, I buy my own prime rib. Okay.
I feel like I want, it's not the time and place,
Not
but yeah, I feel like there's a lot to
Yeah.
unpack there, but
It is. But that's how we started
yeah,
a company.
yeah.
We decided, we took again, our egos were out the side.
Yeah.
We took what they saw was most valuable, just give that to the people and give them what they
Yeah.
wanted.
It started off as just the one thing, which was consulting, and predominantly around taxes and like financial products. So instead of like people having to go to a salesman to go learn about these products, they could learn from us as a consultant who used to sell it. So
Exactly.
it eliminated that one little hurdle of authenticity. Because no matter what, like you could be the most authentic person in the world, but if you have to sell something to make money, there's always that little doubt in the back of a buyer's mind, no
Right.
matter what. Like
Yeah.
you could be excellent at it, but it's never going to be 100%. So
Yeah.
it's just how it is. So we try to eliminate that barrier. And we were a year into the business. Well, we started the business right before COVID.
October 15,
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah, which was ended up being a really, really terrible time to start a
Yeah.
business. Folks,
Right,
that was
right.
really
Yeah.
horrible. So that was really challenging. But about a year into it, once we finally got things picking up a little bit, I actually, better flex. I actually went to Mike and I was like, dude, I was
Yeah.
like, I think we need to start doing bookkeeping. And Mike's like, bro, we're not bookkeepers. I was like, yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but so what happened was really interesting. It just kept being the number one hurdle to us doing our job was that none of our people we were talking to consult with to date books.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. Wow.
We started asking, like, hey, tell me about your bookkeeper. Like, I haven't heard from my bookkeeper in 6 months.
Oh
How much
my
do you pay
gosh.
them? We pay them $600 a month. I was like, when's the last time
Oh
you saw
my-
a P&L? Like, what is a P&L?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh, wow.
God, what is happening? So what we
Yeah.
did
You
actually
saw a need for it.
Yeah, so what we actually did was we actually tried to like find bookkeepers and CPAs we could send business to, and like nobody could handle the volume. Just like within a month, they're like, guys, you gotta stop sending me business. I can't do it anymore.
Wow.
And we're
Okay.
like, so everybody who's good is full.
Yeah.
We actually tried to merge our company with a bookkeeping company into it.
Yeah.
And like we got down the road with one pretty far. Their reason was basically like, no, we have a really good growth plan and 1 or 2 more people. I was like, I think our first year we hired 6 bookkeepers full time.
Wow.
So I was like, didn't see it. They didn't understand where we were going. Like,
Yep.
well, we're gonna do this one way or the other.
Right.
So a year in, we started the bookkeeping services. We did the consulting. We did the actual bookkeeping, like the actual task of it. And then this last year we added the tax filing as well. So we're doing the whole process. So it was always, not just financial consulting, but business consulting, like anything from an idea to the sale of a business we were involved with. And then we added bookkeeping, and then we added tax preparation on top of that.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So,
Easy.
yeah. But that's why you guys are growing rapidly and really making a name for yourself. I mean, I go places now and people know who you are here in Oregon.
It's
and I know
wild.
we live, over an hour apart. And so that is so cool.
Yeah,
and you're
thank
in
you
so
very
many
much.
states now.
Yeah.
And Mike and I have personally used Reel, and you have saved us so much money. I mean, and just you guys are the best.
That's
so
great.
Yeah. So what is some advice you have for somebody that is starting their own business or really has their own business and doesn't know where to start? Obviously they should call you. I mean, that's a given. But what are some things that you see business owners going through, or like a common, obstacle or thing they're facing by the time they call you?
By the time they call us, or just what
Yeah.
they typically face?
What they typically face is, well, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the ego part, right? Because they have a general idea of what they want it to be.
Yeah.
And it's their baby, and they're making it for them.
Right.
And then they go out there, and if it's not received well, they keep saying like, well, no, they just don't get it. And it's not, again, it's just take a year and get the data first.
Yeah.
And then after you get the data, you can go back and assess it, right? So for like real estate agent, you might be like, okay, I'm going to be this luxury real estate agent.
Right.
And that's your goal. And you're going to start off and you're going to only work that in that market. But then if you get no sales in the first year and people aren't receiving it well, or you're not doing a good job at it, or it's more stressful than you thought, you have enough data now. That's why you say stick it out 2 years. Now you have enough
Yeah.
data to say, okay, I didn't do that well, but I sold 3 or 4 homes to first-time homebuyers. I'll have a good spot there.
Okay. Yeah.
So take your ego aside. Maybe try it again if you want to, or trying to dabble a little bit. But after 2 years of data, you're like, I haven't sold shit there, but I keep selling first-time homebuyers.
Right.
Take your ego
Pay
out and make
attention
the
to that.
switch. Right? So
Yeah.
just get the data, take your ego out the side, and do what's the most valuable thing for clients. I think Gary Vee said it, right? The analogy of, yeah. Actually, you're good at telling me that story better. You say the analogy better than I could actually say it out loud.
The idea here that we've gone off is just a Gary. Do you know who Gary Vee is?
I
Gary
do,
Vaynerchuk? Yeah,
yes.
just a great follow.
Oh, yeah.
He had this thing. He's like, listen, if I was in like the music industry, he goes, and my job was to go find new bands to sign. He goes, the very worst thing I could ever do is to go to the concert and watch the stage.
Oh, okay.
He goes, because what the fuck does my opinion matter?
Right.
He's like, who cares if I like them or not?
Right,
He goes,
yeah,
the
yeah,
best thing
yeah.
I could do is get as close to the stage as possible, turn around, and
see
watch
who's
the
there.
audience.
Yeah.
How are they responding? He's like, because I care what they think.
Yeah.
And so what Mike and, I mean, to be honest, we're not super smart guys, to be totally frank with you, but we have some like real common sense and the ability to execute quickly. So one of
Right.
the things that we do well is we're really good at just asking really weird questions that produce outstanding results. For example, going to our clients and being like, hey, what did you find valuable about working with me? Never met a real estate agent who's ever done that.
Yeah.
gone back
Yeah.
and been like,
Yeah.
hey, just out of curiosity, I really enjoyed working with you for these reasons. Can I ask you a personal question? What did you like working with me? Like, what was it about it?
Right.
You know, because I think like we don't have any idea.
Yeah.
We
Just
didn't
have
know
to
that people
ask.
liked our network.
Yeah.
We're like, who doesn't know an attorney?
Right.
And then we realized nobody knows attorneys,
Yeah.
but except for us. Like,
Yeah.
who doesn't know a CPA? And we're like, oh, nobody knows a CPA. We've interviewed like 200 of them.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like, we didn't realize that we accidentally had an asset until our clients literally told us like, hey, this is the value market to that. We can build a business on it. We can pivot on those
Yeah.
based off of people's feedback. And
Yeah.
so I think one of the best things any business owner can do is take time to look backwards. As a breed, we are wonderful visionaries and we're great at looking forward. We're really terrible at looking at the wake of like how to use that data intelligently to make good, effective decisions. I would bet all my money on a business owner who took one day a month only to review the activities of their business and the operations and the sales and all the strategy of the previous month. If they took one day a month out of their business just to look backwards, the results would be outstanding.
Yeah, man, that's so good. And I think everybody listening should budget in that one day and should look back on anybody they've ever helped or are helping now and ask that question that you said. You know, yeah. What is it about me? Say it one more time.
Yeah, the question is like, what did you find valuable about
What
working
did you
with me?
find
Or what did you
valuable?
like about working with me?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a weird question to ask somebody,
Yeah.
right?
It seems so simple, but
But think about
we
the
don't ask
results you
that.
get because you
Yeah.
have we have no idea. So it could be something like maybe it could be something as simple as I really liked how quickly you responded to me. What do you mean? I respond, oh, that was really important to them. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that was so important. Like, you know, or I really liked that you were willing to push me outside of my boundaries and made me look at something that I would have never normally. Well, you know, that's an intuition thing,
Yeah.
right? But it gives you an idea of like, okay, well, what is it? Is it the creativity that I have? Is it the way that I was able to get a deal? Was it the resources? Was it the speed? Was it the communication? But the reason why you want that data is because then you use that in how you talk about yourself.
right.
You use it in how you promote your business and how
Yeah.
you broadcast what you're good at to people, because Mike and I couldn't give two shits about the network. Like, it's so natural and organic for us to do it. We don't see it as valuable. But now when we go do a presentation, guess what the second slide is? It's our network.
Yeah.
We talk about how we want to be the center hub of people's financial world. And we
Right.
talk about the network.
Right.
In the second slide, in every presentation we do, we talk about our
Yeah.
company.
Yes.
First slide is, what's our mission? Our mission is to be the go-to trusted financial advocates for real estate agents and independent contractors. That's our mission. We
Yeah.
want to be top of mind. We want to be go-to.
Yeah.
We want to be trusted, which means we have to do a good job and deliver and do what we say we're going to do, when we say we're going to do it, how we say we're going to do it. It's the only way we got to be men and women of our word. And then we want to be an advocate. We want to be a person who stands on behalf of somebody else. That's how we function,
Right.
The next slide is, here's your network.
Right. Because that's what was
That's
the
what
most
they
valuable.
care about.
Yeah.
I don't care, but guess where we get all the visits from?
Right.
That stupid slide that
Yeah.
that Mike and I don't even
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. But you did what you said is put aside what you think you're good at or how you see yourself or just that ego and like strip that down and really pay attention to what actually matters to them. And
Correct.
that can be hard to do, but that is exactly what you did. Yeah.
We did that
yeah.
for the tax side too, right? So I mean, just doing the bookkeeping for a while, right? They're like, well, we really wish you just finish the process and file our taxes too. And we're like, okay.
Yeah.
That we did at the very beginning. Yeah, they were pretty much begging us to do that.
Yeah.
Or they'd fire their CPAs and be like, hey, do you have a new person? We keep sending business out again. And we didn't want to open it up too quickly because we were just getting the bookkeeping up and running. But then after doing the bookkeeping for 4 or 5 years, we're like, okay, I think we're ready. We have the systems in place. Now let's finish the process. Everyone's been asking us for the last 3 to 4 years. We just had to took a year to get this all up and running, and then we officially launched it this year. So that's why we made this name switch.
Right.
We realized it's not Northwest Premier Creative Financial Solutions anymore. We're an accounting firm because that's what everyone wanted.
Yeah.
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 I was like,
Wow.
I was gonna start crying. I'm gonna miss it. No, but that was really what it was. Just we got to do what they want.
Yeah. I have another question. I'm just going to check our time. Did Lance message you at all? I gave him your phone number just in case he has trouble getting in. Okay. Sorry, I just know that sometimes the next guest is waiting outside of a closed garage door. And I want to make sure. Okay.
I did get a text from somebody saying, give me a call when you get a chance. Give me their number, but it's the same number they text you.
Cool. Maybe. I am not sure. He is not that old. He's owner of all the Tan Republics. Yeah.
No.
I did go to Tan Republic back in the Jersey Shore days. Though.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a really,
yeah.
really cute girl at the Tan Republic who sold me on a package, and I was like, yeah, I guess I could go. It was good for acne, by the way.
I'm not gonna lie. You don't really need.
I don't need it, but it was good for acne, which is how I justified it.
I don't know how to say this, but you're already very tan.
Thank you.
And I'm very jealous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good times.
All right. Okay. I did have a good question next. Oh yeah. Okay. So, what advice would you give to somebody that when they're deciding if they should stay true to themselves or if they should listen to what their client base wants?
Those should never be in conflict. Those are two completely different things.
Okay.
There is a way with which you hold yourself, with the way you treat people, the way that you operate in your own ethics and your own morals. That has absolutely nothing to do with the application of the business. Those are ground level, critical, foundational things. So you're talking about being true to yourself. If it's talking about who you are as a person, when you start violating that, you are screwed.
Right.
100%. I was literally just in a consulting meeting with a multi-million-dollar brokerage in Portland, and part of the input in the room was basically to protect ourselves and hoard and do all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, but that guy's the owner, and he's never been that person in his entire life.
Right.
And he can't.
Yeah.
He has to be this generous, open-handed person because that's how he built this massive company.
Yeah.
You didn't build it by hoarding.
Right.
And so you can't violate who you are for like some profit share percentage. That's non-negotiable.
Right.
Now, when it comes to being like true to like your dreams and like what your vision was, that is more challenging because there's several stories of lots of different companies where the feedback was no, and people are like, I just know that it's going to work. So what I would say is going to be a little bit different than what most people would expect. I would say you have to go to bed with a clear conscience.
Yeah.
You have to be convinced in your heart and in your soul, in your spirit, in your mind, with all your strength, you have to be convinced that this is the right thing. And if that's the case, come hell or high water, do not change. The important thing is that Mike and I never felt that way about the very things we were doing. We were more on the line of like, what can we do that's the most valuable to you? We never even envisioned growing an accounting business.
Yeah.
So we weren't trying to be untrue to ourselves or untrue to our vision by shifting. The only reason our business existed was because we were like, we see this problem and I think we can provide a better solution than what's being offered. That's it. There's nothing fancy. There's no lifelong dreams. Neither one of us grew up like, you know what I really want to be in? Like in 5th grade when you're writing, like you're drawing your picture of who you're going to be in life. It's like, I'm going to be a podcaster. Like, it just didn't happen, right? But yeah, here we all are, right?
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
I think the time to shift is when you have at peace in your heart and your spirit that you are confident that what you're doing is the right thing. Got to keep doing that. And that will help you keep true to yourself.
Yeah. Thank you. That's great advice. Well, before we wrap up, because I guarantee you there are going to be listeners that want to hear more from you. And I'm actually excited to start listening myself. But you two have a podcast. So
We do.
We'd love to hear about that before we wrap up.
Yeah, so Nathan and I, we started the podcast at the beginning of, end of last year. End of last year, and when we started, the podcast is called The Other Side with Mike and Nathan. And for us, it's really an outlet. It has nothing to do with the business. It's strictly just for our own personal outlets. And the main reason, I believe, is because when you're starting a business, you don't want to tell everyone necessarily the journey. Like, hey, I'm some broke business owner trying to make this thing work who failed accounting and need to get this shit going. So trust me with your books and your accounting work because I didn't pass accounting, right? So we didn't tell anyone that. Right. We didn't tell anyone we were basically bankrupt all the way through COVID, right? You know, trying to survive and make this thing work, right? No one knows that side of the story at the beginning. Right. But now that we've proven the work, we've proven that we know what we're doing, we've proven that the results are there. We got 135, 5-star Google reviews and counting. We're doing great. We wrote a book that was a #1 bestseller on Amazon. Yep, right there. Now that we've proven that we know what we're doing. We can now tell people that we did not know what we were doing at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
That we kind of stumbled forward and we can kind of pull back the curtains and say, hey, this isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Like, we got our asses handed to us at the beginning. We've learned from our mistakes. We've gotten better. Here's how we got to where we are now.
Right.
And the point of that whole podcast was the fact that we believe majority of the business, all business owners are out there, are very similar. Very few just get handed it to them and it was a walk in the park.
Right.
So now we can say, hey, come on, everyone sees all the shiny accolades you have and the nice Instagram posts and the professional pictures and stuff, but what did it take to get there?
Right. Yeah.
Because you didn't just wake up and all of a sudden that happened.
Yeah.
So and I feel like not a lot of people have the type that maybe the circle all the time that they get, or they never really, they try to push that part of them away.
Right.
Because that's not who they are anymore. But it played such a pivotal role in their life to get to them where they are. And I think it's time for people to hear that side. So that's why we say it's the other side of business with Mike and Nathan.
Side.
Yeah, it's also really encouraging too. I think a lot of entrepreneurs feel very lonely. They feel it's a very lonely journey, and I think what they hear in the podcast is like, you're really not alone. This is like a shared experience. There's a lot of value we can learn from you just have to be one step ahead and I'll follow you. That's it. Like just have done one thing more. Like and I can learn from you. You know, like let's figure this out together. And so I think the hope for us is, one, it's just an outlet for us to share our story and have the conversations like this that we love, which is like about business and entrepreneurship and people doing wonderful things and like working hard and striving and like just giving it a real go. Like we love those conversations. And so it's really the exact same conversation we would have if we were sitting down having drinks with a buddy. Like it's very
so good.
It's very casual and maybe sometimes too much, but it's also and this might be some really helpful advice for other people too. One of the things I really like working with Mike is he's really good on social media. But if you follow mine, I'm terrible. Like I don't even know when the last time I posted something. Like Mike has to tell me, hey, I tagged you. Can you please go in and reshare it? I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. Like what's my login again? Like I don't get a notification. I don't have anything. But it doesn't mean I don't want to be involved with our story or I don't want to be involved in like communicating what's happening. But I don't do well in like this really short form. I really like long form. I like getting into a conversation and the nuance of something, and I want to know, well, like, I saw you made that decision, but like, what else were you thinking about? Like, what were you deciding between? I want to know what your thought process was. Like, how did you do? Like, how did you make that decision? That's so interesting.
Yeah.
And so that works really well for us. It was a really great creative opportunity for Mike and I to do something that's fun, that's creative, that kind of gives us all the things that we need. You know, your own brand, your own image, and like, I don't know, let me be involved a little bit more because I just don't do well in the other stuff. And so it's kind of just like a win-win-win. And it's really enjoyable. It's fun.
That is so awesome. Well, so I'm going to start listening to it. Those listening, if you want to hear more from these guys, I know they will. You guys brought some amazing value today. Thank you guys.
Thank
you
so
much.
Yeah. So we have the Other Side podcast on his business handle is Real Accounting, Real Solutions. So you can learn more about all the tax stuff on that side, and then you can hear about all the raunchy shit that we probably shouldn't be talking about on the other side.
Heck yeah. I'm here for it. All right. Well, thank you both for being here today. And I would like to thank Water Wellness and SMI Real Estate for sponsoring this episode.
Thank you.
Boom!